Houston County has a new judge tonight. He's Bart Boothe, who takes over from District Judge Lori Ingram, who retired after 16 years. Booth's resume is long. Most recently, he served as a defense attorney. Before that, he was a municipal judge. In his new role, he will handle juvenile cases in addition to child custody and support cases.
I'm truly honored to serve Houston County, and I pledge to approach this office with humility, diligence, and a deep respect for the law and for the people of this community.
Governor Ivey appointed Boothe last week.